has been so hot outside. So hot outside. Everywhere. And when the temperatures reach 98, 99 degrees or 100, then your heat index makes you at 105 or 106. Some places it's been 110. And when it gets that hot, not only do we suffer from the heat, but our plants suffer from the heat. And there's really not much we can do about it. I'm going to step aside and let you see one of my tomato plants. Look at this thing. But you see the red? It's still producing. And that's one thing that we have to recognize and realize. If you're new to the channel, I'm Pam. Welcome to the Scaredy Cat Garden. We cannot disrupt our roots because the tops of our plants, our foliage, looks like it's dead, it's gone, it's over. We can't just stop watering and say, it's over. Look at the plant. I have watered my garden more this year than I've ever watered before because it's been that hot this year. Hotter than it's ever been before. Now, this is the first time in weeks that I've actually been outside in my garden with no hat on. It's actually pretty cool. I got my water, but it's pretty cool right now. However, this afternoon is supposed to be one of the hottest days in my area this summer. So I only have a matter of moments, so to speak, before the temperatures begin to rise. So I want to show you exactly what I mean. For a container gardener, I've got a massive amount of cucumbers. I've had almost 20 cucumbers so far from my plants. But look at this. This is one of my main cucumber plants. Look at it. I'm going to step back a little bit so you guys can really get a look. You see it? Now, especially my new gardeners, you think, okay, this is over. Look at this. I just need to pull it up. Please don't. Because just because the foliage has died, and this plant, it's not even dry now. It's wet now, and I haven't even come out and watered. It's not suffering from water because I've watered it every day. But it is suffering from heat stroke, sunstroke. But look what's still on it. You see that? That tells you the roots are still alive. If I come over here, you see that? More cucumbers are starting. That's just on this one plant. Now, I could have come out here and yanked this up long time ago, but I didn't. Here is another cucumber plant that I have. Look at it. You think it's over. I might as well go ahead, get ready to plant something different, okay? But look, same plant. Let me step back. Look what's on the vine, okay? Look at that. Look at that beautiful cucumber. All right? Same thing over here. Then my little buggy friends up there. I don't want anyone to pull up their plants haphazardly. Now, I'm going to go over here. When it gets hot like this, that is a good testament to what plants do you have in your garden right now that can withstand that heat, no matter what. Now, I've got a tomato plant over here that's thriving beautifully. I have other plants that are thriving, but it's just beautiful. And it gets the most sun in my garden. It's off the corner. It gets the first sun. It gets the last sun. It gets all the sun. But I want you to see it. This is my husky cherry tomato. And it suffered some. You can see down there. It suffered some, but it has not suffered nearly like any of my other plants. And I don't know what kind of bugs these are, but these are by far the bug that has been in my garden this year the most. If anybody can tell me what that bug is, I'd like to know. I am going to grab a picture of it and see if I can find out. But it's all over everything, multiple ones. There goes another one. I've gotten more jalapenos this year. I've been pulling them off every single day. My cayenne peppers are doing well. These are heat tolerant. They love the heat. And they're doing well. More flowers to bloom. This is another tomato plant that has been doing really, really well. They haven't turned yet, but other than that, they are doing quite nicely. Now back to this cucumber plant with this nice cucumber on it. Not only does it have that, it's got more flowers. It has more flowers. So I want to encourage everybody to keep going, even when your garden is saying otherwise. So you think, even when your garden is looking destroyed. Now, I did cover up quite a few of my plants. And guess what? The leaves burnt through the shade cloth. Never seen that happen before. So things do happen in our garden that are unexpected, that are different, but that's how we learn, okay? I had a couple of plants over here, and I had shade cloth on some of them. And some of my leaves still burnt at the top. They still burnt. So, I mean, I never had that happen before with shade cloth. That's what shade cloth is supposed to be. But I guess if it gets so hot, even the shade cloth doesn't work. So let's look at the leaves that burnt with the shade cloth on. Look at that. See these leaves? This is the top of the plant. And you see how they're burnt from the sun? So right now, as far as I'm concerned, my garden is a hot mess. But my garden is a hot, transparent mess, okay? I don't mind you seeing it when it's beautiful, thriving, and growing. And I don't mind you seeing it when it's a hot mess. Because the truth of the matter is, if you're gardening, it happens. And there's nothing you can do about it, okay? Unless you are growing strictly in a well-manufactured greenhouse that's heated and cooled, and you got all the fancy stuff, you're going to have a plant that's not going to cooperate. Sometimes we lose our crops due to pests. No matter how well you garden, no matter how seasoned you are, no matter, it does not matter. It is not you, okay? It is not, I promise you. We can't control what bugs come into our garden. We can try to ward them off or whatever, but sometimes, for no apparent reason, some bug or something that we have not had any problem with comes about. And if we don't want to use pesticides in our garden, we have to go the natural route. Going the natural route, as with anything. If you're just taking vitamins for yourself, if you take some vitamins, if you don't go and get a prescription that's going to knock it out, you know, they say 7 to 10 days and you should be fine. It's going to probably take you 30. All right. Same thing with our garden. And something's trying to get me now. Same thing with our garden. When we're growing organic and that's all we're using, we're not putting any chemicals into our garden, no matter what, then we have to deal with the results, which typically can take longer. And sometimes, especially when it comes to pests, once you see them, they've already invaded, all right? And even then, there are some times and certain pests that we have to use a certain chemical, although we may not want to, if we don't want to lose our entire garden or our entire crop. Okay? So when you have to do that, you have to do what you have to do. Okay? It's inevitable sometimes, and there's nothing we can do about it. So far, I haven't had to do that, but this heat, which I have no solution for whatsoever. It's God's given sun, heat, and he's got a reason for making us hot. And maybe we need to get off our patoosies and do whatever we're supposed to be doing. I have no clue. Oh my goodness. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and looking at my hot mess garden today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I am so close to 100,000 subscribers. Take a second and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. Help me get to 100,000 subscribers. I want the plaque. I'm honest, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know how I look and how I sound to you all. I just want the plaque. No more, no less, okay? At any rate, I appreciate each and every one of you all. For those returning subscribers, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for keep coming back and hanging out here in my garden with me. Oh my goodness. And for my channel members, the Scaredy Cat crew, thank you all so much for your loyal, faithful support. Don't forget to check out my other channels, Cooking at Pam's Place, Pam's POV, and Pam's Pop-Ups. I am now doing recalls again on Pam's Pop-Ups. You don't want to miss that. I'm not trying to be fear-mongering or anything like that, but I do want you all to be aware, so whatever's being recalled, you don't have to buy it. Just buy something else, okay? We ain't got to be scared. We ain't got to be saying, oh, I can't buy anything. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff you can buy, okay? But you need to be aware. Knowledge is power, and that's all I'm doing is spreading the knowledge. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Pam. This is Zone 8A. And anywhere you can sit a pot, heat or not, you can grow a plant.